It is no secret that I love a variety of different games. Aside from RPGs, cozy games have been one of my all-time favorite genres. There's just something so endearing about curling up in bed and taking care of daily tasks and making friends with the local townsfolk. Fields of Mistria has quickly become one of my all-time favorite cozy games. The art style giving me 90s kid nostalgia, the romances and NPCs, the way the entire game works. There's just something very special to me about this game. As with starting any new game, I did get a little overwhelmed as I jumped headlong into it. There are a lot of things that I wish I had known before I started that probably would have made my life a lot easier. So I'm going to go over 25 tips and tricks that I learned as I made my way through my first season. Starting with number 1, I would say one of the most important things to have in your inventory is a pickaxe. Because so much of the story progression is tied to the mines, you will be spending a large amount of time in them. The mines open up once you get the town rank up to level 10, and you'll be wanting to spend a lot of time in them once you do. As a bonus tip, I highly recommend quickly upgrading your pickaxe to at least copper level to make breaking rocks less strenuous. If you want to expand your fields for planting, you'll need a shovel. Thankfully, this is easy to find in the general store. When using the shovel, it will eat up a little bit of stamina at first, but you can change up your fields and come up with some really fun and unique field shapes with a little bit of tinkering. For my third tip, I recommend speaking to everyone every day if you can. You'll actually have a quest to do this in the beginning. However, it's best to try and speak with everyone every day because of things like personal story progression and main quest items. If you're interested in romancing anyone, speaking with them every day allows you to learn a little bit more about their likes and dislikes so you can better cater to them for gifts. Speaking of gifts, tip number 4 is gifting. Gifting is a bit more forgiving, which I highly appreciate. Each NPC has one unique item that they hate and one that is actually banned to give them. For example, you can't give alcohol to the children or chocolate items to animals. Gifting is something that I absolutely adore in these kind of games, and Fields of Mistria's system being a little more relaxed is quite nice. I adore that I can give Hayden pretty much anything and he thanks me. Just don't give him a sushi platter. Tip 5 is something that is a huge win to me personally as someone with time management issues. There is no set days or time for any businesses aside from the Saturday market. It's so nice coming out of the mines at 10 p.m. and going to the general store or getting a bite to eat at the Sleeping Dragon Inn. Speaking of the inn, make sure you visit on Fridays. This is genuinely one of the cutest functions of the game. When you visit on Fridays after the initial quest, you will find the townsfolk playing a version of Dungeons & Dragons. It makes me smile every time. Again, make sure to speak with everyone even if you've already spoken with them during the day. Everyone tends to have unique things to say, and it's actually the cutest thing in the world. Next tip, skill perks. On your farm, you are introduced to a dragon statue. When you interact with the statue, you will use essence that you've gathered while doing everyday tasks to upgrade your skills. There are multiple skill levels, which you earn by just doing those tasks day by day. When the mines open up, you will notice that there is another one of these statues in the inner entrance of the cave. This statue will allow you to upgrade your mining and combat skills, which are huge for the mines. Tip 8 is all about health and stamina, and what happens when you go below 0. If you go below 0 stamina, you will simply just yawn and be unable to complete any more tasks. If you go below 0 in health, you will pass out and wake up in the clinic, where Valen will lovingly bully you for pushing yourself too far. You'll be unable to play out the rest of the day and wake up at 10 a.m. the next morning with less stamina and health. Try to avoid this to the best of your abilities. We've talked a lot about stamina, and something that you can use that doesn't suck up stamina is your sword. But did you also know that you can use it to clear brush? This is how I spent the majority of my first season while I was building up my farm. Clearing the grass will clean up your farm and also occasionally drop items like grass seeds and fiber, both of which are very important to the progression of your farm. For tip 10, we have the Saturday market. Once you get the bridge rebuilt, you will have access to the Saturday market. This is a fun addition to your week, as you'll be able to buy unique foods, drinks, hairstyles, accessories, clothing, and furniture. You also get unique dialogues with townsfolk, and you may just get closer for listening to them. Also, make sure you speak with the vendors. It's nice to do, and you'll also be able to earn 200 coin from Nora for doing so. Valor's wagon is an unassuming piece at first, but it's saved me so many times. As someone who loves grinding the museum, he has actually had a couple of museum deliverables right in his wagon, as well as some unique character quest items. It saved me quite a headache for looking for things that I didn't even know were there to begin with. Backpack. Upgrading your backpack is right up there with making sure you have your pickaxe, good armor, and a nice sword. Nothing is as irritating as going about your day and trying to make sure you have enough inventory space. If you run out of backpack space, you can drop excess items onto the ground and they will not go away. This is especially handy for when you're trying to start out and you have a basic backpack. For the next few, we're going to look into farm, building, and upgrades. First, how do you upgrade your home? The carpenter is going to be your best friend. The first home upgrade requires 500 wood, 500 stone, and 5,000 coin. This will take you some time, so don't get discouraged. There are several other things that I would personally recommend putting your time into before upgrading your home. A bigger home is nice, but having a steady income from crops and animals is equally as nice. To jump into the wide world of farming, first you need to finish two very important quests, the mill restoration project and repair the general store. Once you finish these quests, Hayden will send you a letter inviting you for tea, and he will give you the rundown on basic animal care. More importantly, you will be able to start purchasing animals from him. Hold your horses, we're going to talk about animal housing. You will be unable to purchase animals without a basic coop or barn. To get your first animal housing, you will need to go to the carpenter. I got a little lost my first time looking for the shop, but the easiest way to get up there is to go all the way up to the bathhouse and take your first right and follow it until you see the sign for the carpenter. Inside, you will be able to start your choices for a coop or a barn, either in traditional red or black and white. Once you make your choice, you can purchase a blueprint for 1,500 gold. You will also need 75 wood and 50 stone for a coop, or 100 wood and 75 stone for a barn. After purchasing, you are able to use the blueprint to place your new building anywhere on your farm. Next, we're talking animals. You will start with being able to purchase chickens or cows. Personally, I started with chickens because they're cheaper, which means you can buy more at once, and that will potentially garner you more animal products to sell, cook, or give as gifts and quest items. Something that I absolutely love about Fields of Mistria is the fact that you can get different colored animals off the get-go. Speaking of animal colors, did you know that you can breed different colored animals to create completely different colors? Depending on the tier of your animal and treats, you can breed a whole host of different colors. Pink cows, green horses, the possibilities are endless. Let's talk about fishing. You can buy the basic fishing rod for 500 gold from the tackle shop. Take a peek at the shop from time to time because similar to Balor's Wagon, you can also sometimes score it lucky to get a fish that you're missing for the museum. As you progress through the story and get the town to a higher rank, you will also be able to upgrade your fishing rod by purchase. Fishing in this game is, in my opinion, one of the easiest to do out of all these kind of types of games. There's no QTEs, bars to follow, none of that. All you need to do is make sure you have enough stamina. Each fish will have a size shadow that indicates where it falls on the sizing scale. Each season will have a handful of small fish, medium fish, large fish, and big boys. Not only will you be able to find fish above ground, you will also be able to find them below ground as well. After a certain level in the mines, you will have underground lakes and rivers start popping up. Here you'll be able to find all sorts of unique and cool looking fish. Some will be for the museum, while others will not be. Speaking of unique animals in the mines, you'll be able to find unique bugs that are exclusively found underground. Bugs like the lantern moth, crystal wing moth, and coral mantis are all bugs that can be found in the mines. Make sure that you have your bug net ready to go. Some bugs are super tricky to track. When it comes to the mines, the general goal is to make it to each level and be able to give the various offerings to each altar. Don't get discouraged, as some of these items are very difficult to find. Patience is key. The mill is your friend, and you want to make sure that you're using it as much as possible. You can use the mill to make cheese, special feed, mayonnaise, and all sorts of other items that can be used for cooking, sold, or be needed to complete quests. For tip 25, I highly recommend upgrading your armor to at least copper before you track past the first mines. If you have to, purchase ore from the blacksmith to fast track your armor upgrades. Trust me, as someone who walked into the water caves and only caught an armor and got my butt absolutely handed to me by rock-spitting demons, please heed my word. Overall, Fields of Mistria has quickly become one of my all-time favorite games. From the smoothness of time management to the unique NPCs and romances, it is clear that lots of love and care went into the development of this game. Hopefully these tips will help you as you make your way through the world of Fields of Mistria. If they did, or if you have any other tips to share, please leave a comment. See you in the next one!